Is my mic sound okay, by the way?
Yeah, you're fine. I was waiting for it to go live, and now it is. So hi, hello, hey, welcome to
Hi.
another top 10
Sorry.
video game. Oh no, that's perfect. That's
Yeah.
better than what I could have done. So welcome to another top 10 video games of 2016 with special guests that sometimes like the video games that they played and also hate the video games that they played.
Ah, spoilers.
Spoilers. Joining me today, I'm Alex O'Neill. Also, I don't know, I don't remember if I said that at any point. But joining me today, Katie Kasarda, first appearance in Irrational Passions history.
Yeah, you've had this podcast for like a billion years, right?
Going on 7 now.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah,
Congrats, though.
thank you. It is a weird thing because now so many people, everyone has a podcast.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, I've been doing it for like 6 months. I'm like, I remember the simpler times.
Yeah, that's partially why I stopped mine because I'm just like, everyone's doing it. It's not cool.
Yeah, that never stopped me before.
Yeah.
So at
You're
this
you're a
point,
brave soul, you.
if I was gonna give up, I would have had to have done it. Maybe like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm like, I'm in it for the just to commit to the bit.
You got to do that lifelong thing now. Like this is your life.
I know it's crazy because like I'm writing every day too, and it's like, well, how long is that gonna go on? It's almost been 2 years at this point. So
That's crazy.
yeah,
I can
it's
never commit to anything for that long.
if I am anything, it is consistent, which
Yeah.
I'll settle for that.
Yeah. I mean, are there
Um,
days where you wake up and you're just like, I have to write today, and you just write something that you know is just like shit, and you know it.
it's gonna sound like conceited to say it, but like in the last, I would say 9 to 12 months, it really hasn't happened as
Yeah.
much.
It was when you started. It was just like, dang, I gotta do it.
Yeah, first year there were some days where I was like, this is gonna be some bullshit, and I'm gonna have to live with that, but I'm okay with that. But usually it's always like never complete things. It's pieces to a whole that combine
Right.
into something pretty cool. So,
Sweet.
Katie, where are you from on the internet? You've done like you have a lineage of things that you've done.
Yeah, it's all things that I start and then quit. um, so you might know me. I used to work at IGN. I worked there for 5 years, and I wasn't like really in anything. Did a couple like I was on Beyond once, and then I was kind of a behind the
You
scenes.
got your passport stamp and then you left. You're like,
Yeah,
I'm
I
good.
pieced out. Oh, it was a super hard decision to leave, but I had to do it. But now I work at a video game publisher called Perfect World. I don't know if you
I've
know
heard
of them.
Perfect World, yeah.
They do like Star Trek, Neverwinter. We have a new game coming out, Gigantic, this year that some of you may have played. I don't know, but I'm the lead designer in Gigantic, so it's kind of like my baby.
Oh wow, I didn't know you were the lead designer on it.
Yeah, like the for marketing, not for like in-game stuff, but
Okay, more makes more context. Okay, got it.
yeah, I can't just like run in like lead design a game from working at
Yeah, got it.
IGN.
That's still really cool. I've seen a lot of gigantic, so you've done your job well.
Sweet. Yeah, the company that we work with, Motiga, are like really talented, and like their illustrations are always like on point. I love it.
Hmm. I think you are the only person this year that is on like the development side of things.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
Um,
like it's so weird when I think about it because I've almost been working there a year,
mhm.
and it's been like a really really fast year. So
Yeah,
it still hasn't really hit me that I work in like making in like because
distributing games.
yeah, distributing games because like we play test and do all that stuff too. So like we do a lot of QA and shit. It's pretty
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah, it's so. Yeah, it was just kind of convenient. I definitely wanted to have you on, mostly because you've never been on IP before, and this I feel like is always my entry drug to give people a taste, and then they want to actually come on a full 16-hour long show.
What if I just like hang up right now?
And I'm leaving. No. Yeah, it's well, this is the litmus test. So if you hate this, then cool. We figured it out. But yeah, no, thank you for coming on. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We've had conversations on Twitter throughout the year about games that came out this year that I really enjoyed. So
Yeah.
uh, it was a big part of like, well, I gotta know where this how this all shakes down.
You're probably gonna be disappointed because I feel like I have sold out my list.
Cool. I'm already not disappointed, so that's good.
Oh God, I'm looking at it right now. I'm just like, dang, what am I doing?
If you've thrown it all away, it'll have been worth it. Hopefully. Uh, all right, let's get into it then. We'll start with honorable mentions, things that didn't make the cut.
All right. So honorable mention. It was tough because like I would say like the top 7 to 10 on my list, I would have put in honorable mentions. But like they're like the bottom of the barrel of the best. I think.
Okay.
Is that if that makes sense?
No, it does. That makes sense.
Um. So the my honorable mentions are like kind of in that same space. So first, my honorable mention would be World of Warcraft Legion,
Okay.
which I know technically isn't like a new game, but an expansion, which is probably why I didn't put it on the official list, just because I had like a lot of fun with it, and I always play every expansion, and it was pretty good.
Yeah. Apparently, it's better than the last one, better than Draenor or whatever.
Yeah, it still does like the weird base building thing, that I don't understand why they're doing that, but it was pretty good. Like the new class they introduced, the Demon Hunter or whatever they call it, is pretty sick. I like it.
Mm. Yeah, my co-hosts keep trying to get me to play that game, and I just cannot.
I It's so weird because I think I've tried to get people to play it, like new people, and it's just not happening because I started when it was like vanilla, like what was it, 10 years ago,
Yeah,
um, and I
12
played
years
every
ago.
yeah, I played every expansion, but like if I was to just get thrown into like a new expansion, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. There's no like, oh, can I say fuck by the
Oh
way?
no, you're fine.
Okay.
It's just that's a great way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I wouldn't know what's going on. Like I'm sure you get that too when you see like anything Warcraft. You're like, what?
Yeah, no, it's usually because if I were gonna play it, I would want to be like, well, I'm gonna play all of it, and I'd want to play through whatever story I guess that they tell through each expansion. Last time I played, Burning Crusade had just come out.
Oh, that
Uh,
was
it's 2006, right?
yeah, that was when I like graduated high school. That was so long ago.
So yeah, that was when I was in high school. To give you a little context, so it was I played a lot of it in a very, very short amount of time, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh man,
It's one
I
of
want."
those like burst games. Like you just play like a lot and then you're just like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, it is. And from that point on, when I put it down, it was very much like I have no idea what the fuck this game is about.
Yeah. And like now you can buy like a fully leveled character, so you skip all the story. You're just like you don't know what's going on at all.
Yeah, and then I feel dirty if I do that. So
Yeah. Like there's I guess there's YouTube channels that be like, we'll catch you up on what happened, and it's just a lot of effort.
it's a lot of work for a game that might actually kill me by consuming me. So
Yeah. Like people have died playing World of Warcraft.
I
Eh,
know.
Isn't that weird?
It's weird to think of as like I'm glad it just wasn't me this time.
Like physically starving and like dehydrating themselves and like getting blood clots like from playing a video game. What the fuck?
World of Warcraft destroying lives since 2004.
Yeah, my honorable mention goes to a killer.
A real killer, that's for sure. What other honorable mentions you got?
All right. Pokemon Go. It,
That's a video game, I guess.
I so like I've had this argument with a lot of people because I personally don't think it's like really a game, but it is an app on a phone that has game mechanics to it.
Mm.
But so this game fucking sucks. But the reason it is my honorable mention is because of like the impact it had, and like it got everyone back into Pokemon that hadn't like seen it in years. Because all like Pokemon games come out like every year or two, and people are like, oh, it's just another Pokemon game. But like this coming out in front of Pokemon Moon and Sun was such a great idea because so many people bought Moon and Sun, which is arguably the best Pokemon game they've ever released.
Hmm.
So like I'm so happy like even like a new generation of people have like started playing Pokemon. So like that's why I put it on my list. The game sucks, but like impact is outstanding. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's funny because I mean, don't give a shit about like Pokemon Go, and everyone I know, including my mom, plays it.
Yeah,
Um,
my mom plays it too.
it's really weird,
My mom
but
and my dad and my brother and my aunt are all playing it all the time.
yeah, both my brothers play it, and throughout my I've been podcasting like all day. I've just been getting. We have like a group thread of me and my housemates, which is my brother, my best friend and his girlfriend, and they've just been texting in it screenshots of the Pokemon they've been catching all day.
Well, the starters are there's a starter event right now, so like they're everywhere,
Yeah,
like Charmander, Bulbasaur.
yeah.
I actually, so while I was home on Christmas break, I was playing with my dad and my brother, and we were just like driving around the mall like really slowly. Um, and I actually got a oh my god, I forget the name, the egg Togepi.
Togepi,
I
yeah.
got a Togepi from an egg, and like I was like, all right, I'm done playing now. Like I that's what I wanted.
GG, we're good. Let's go.
Yeah, my character holds it. It's cute.
I would love a Raichu with the Pikachu with the Santa hat on,
Oh,
but
I have one. I would trade it to you. Let me. All right, when the trading comes, remind me, and I'll get you one.
all right, we'll finally my life will be complete. Um, any other honorable mentions?
Oh, Inside. Inside was good,
Okay,
right? Did you play it?
I did play it.
So like I loved how it was very oh god, that game that they had before. What was it?
Limbo.
Limbo, yeah. It was very Limbo, but the twist at the end was so like what? What? It was just like a what? Like I so like that's partially the reason why a lot of people like don't like it, I guess. It's just like it was very shock value. But I like overall enjoyed like what happened and uh like it was pretty creepy to be honest.
Yeah,
It was a
the
good scary but not too scary game.
yeah the atmosphere in that game is really unique.
Like I felt like I had like as I was playing like at night and I would have to like look behind me and be like so I was like it's so weird. It's just you feel uncomfortable playing it.
Hmm.
So
And yeah, it's really well made. That's a cool game. A
yeah, I like
lot
it.
popping up on a lot of lists this year.
Yeah. Some people put it the number one, but I would be like a lot of
I've
things came
had
out this year.
two people put it at number one so far in the
Really?
ones that I've gone through. So,
I'm not gonna argue against that because it's like opinions and whatever, but like
but
it's
they're
a great game.
dumb. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
They're
No,
probably gonna
it's
listen to this and be like, this bitch.
no. I think like the art game like that has a lot more pull now than it did like when Limbo came out. So
Yeah.
Limbo
Yeah.
was one of my favorite games in that year that it came out.
It's
So
just like I have like a little thing for like beautiful games and that is one of them. It's just you feel good playing it while being really really unsettled.
yeah, there's something to that. So
Yeah. But yeah,
uh,
I don't know much.
that's
Can I go over games that I thought that I was super disappointed with this year?
sure.
Because I know that you would disagree.
You just want to like get the rage out of me? Okay, sure. Let's.
Uh, because these games are on a lot of top 10 lists, I know, but I think they're absolute garbage.
Okay.
And here's the first one, which I know you'll have things to say. Uncharted 4
Okay.
was absolutely terrible. It was it was disgustingly horrible. I felt so mad playing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that game a lot.
I know. Well, it's just like why I feel like bad saying it, but like I've been I've been a huge fan of the Uncharted series since the first one. Like I played through the first one, I platinum it. My roommate in college and I talk about it all the time still because it took up so much of my life.
Hmm.
And then second one was great. It was amazing. Third one came out, I was like, it's fine. This one, I'm like, it is literally every other game and nothing is new here. The story is not great. Like I don't care about his brother. There's just all these things and like pushing crates everywhere. Oh my god! Every puzzle is solved by pushing a fucking crate. It's so stupid. That's my rant. I can't stand it. I finished it, I played it, and I did not feel good afterwards. I was like, oh great, yeah. I don't want to
Yeah.
spoil it, but like, cool, great,
All right. Cool. Done. Bye.
yes,
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, you're not the only person that hated that game. So that I did one of these podcasts with. So
Okay.
there's an outlet for it at the very least. I quite like that game.
Like it's
But
a well-made game, sure.
I I didn't know I cared about Uncharted as much as I did until I played that game.
Really?
Like going through the first, like I love the first one. I think the second one is great. I think the third one is great. I think the second is better than the third, personally. But the two
The
of
second is
them,
way better than the third. I'm with you.
the two like those three games, like out of those, maybe I even love the first one the most. Um, but they were like, oh, these are cool. I like these.
Yeah.
And then Uncharted 4 was this awakening moment of like, oh, these actually really mean a lot to me. And that drove home that point uh, with what I think it did very well.
Well, like that. I'm with you on like feeling the story and everything, but
Hmm.
the only reason that I didn't absolutely hate Uncharted 3 was because about Sully. Um, and you've been with Sully in every single one of these games.
Hmm.
In 4, they just like bring up his brother that you've never seen before and you're supposed to care about. I'm just like, I just can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I just don't care about you.
that's fair. I like the Natalina stuff in 4 the most. I'll
Yeah.
say.
I
Uh,
like the ending was sweet. It was a good like spoilers, like he doesn't die, like but it's just like it was a
Spoilers are
sweet end.
okay here if
Okay.
you want to bring them up. So
Yeah, but it's a sweet end, but I was just like I don't want another one, but like I was happy that it was the last one.
I don't want another one, but I liked this one quite a bit.
Yeah. Are you gonna play the was it the new one, the Lost Chapters or whatever?
Probably. I think Chloe's badass.
Yeah,
So
Chloe's pretty cool. Uh
probably. What other games did you hate?
but this year,
Yeah.
because I hate a lot of games. Um I'm gonna go with Mafia 3 was absolutely terrible.
Okay.
And I expected so much from it. After all, like all the things we've seen, it has like a black protagonist. It's set in the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's set in the 60s, and like Mafia 2 is a really good game, so I wanted that same like feel for it. And it was, oh God, it was like such. It's not a mafia game. It doesn't like you're not in the mafia. You're just like a dude doing terrible stuff.
Mm.
So
I've a lot of people brought it up in that they love the story, but they hated the gameplay.
yeah, the story is actually done really well. It does like the flash forward documentary style of like this is what he did and like
Mm.
all this cool stuff. I'm like that's a really good idea because I don't think I've seen any other game do that. Um, but like the gameplay and like the bugs are just insane. Like uh, it's like Assassin's Creed One repetitive gameplay,
Okay.
which is
I've
saying like a lot.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder if I've wanted to go through it just to see like what story that game tells, but I don't know if I could. I don't know if I
So
could.
like I'm super interested in the story, but I might just watch a YouTube video to like figure
Yeah.
it out. Because playing more of it would just be too much of a chore.
Yeah. I
Um,
get that.
yeah. And
Any
then,
any, any other dishonorable mentions?
so actually, that is really fitting because it's Dishonored 2.
Oh, okay. You have had such an up and down with this one.
Oh my, I was so excited for this game because like the trailers and like Emily Colwyn is super cool and like all this other shit. And I was like, ah, I can't wait to play it. And so I know that this is partially my fault because I bought it on Steam instead of buying it on PS4, which I've learned my lesson now because I can't even it doesn't even run. Like it's literally unplayable, like quote unquote. It's
Hmm.
just like I load the game and it feels so sluggish and like just oh god, I can't do it. And I don't even know what's going on in the story because I'm too busy concentrating on like how terrible it controls.
Mm.
It just doesn't feel right. And like so
Have you played it recently?
no. Well, I
Okay.
played it after like their like patch that was supposed to fix stuff and it felt the same. I was like, they didn't fix anything. It feels exactly the same.
We have Scott, one of the hosts of the show. He waited essentially until they had said they'd fix it on PC, and he says it's fine now. He's
Is
playing
it?
on PC, so I don't know. I maybe it's he has like a very recent PC build, so he has an overpowered machine. Let's say.
I've got a 1080 or
Okay.
1060. 1060. I'm not that rich. I have a
Okay. He
1060.
has a 1080, so
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes all the difference, but it might be worth checking out. 'Cause I really love that game. And if you like the first one, it's worth at least seeing just what they do with level design because it's immaculate.
I heard that the clock tower, or was it the clock mansion?
The Clockwork Mansion.
It is really cool.
Not even the best level in the game, but it is really cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm kind of like holding a grudge against it because I think that's super irresponsible for them to release it like that on PC.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely justified. It's just like Batman, can't do that.
Yeah.
Shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
So
I played Arkham Knight on PS4 and I was like, "Oh, this is great." And then all my friends were like, "Fucking shit, the same one doesn't even open." And I was like, "How does that even happen?"
yeah, it's messy. Arcane did. I think they put out like a tweet today saying that the PC version of Prey is going to run perfectly. They're making that
Okay. I
promise.
mean, they say that.
We'll see. We'll
So
see.
like I don't understand like that sort of like thinking by developers to not make sure that their PC version works because they have so many players. I
Mm.
just don't understand like why would they do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Especially like with the games on PC, I feel like have a much longer tail than console games as far as like people buying them because of stuff like Steam sales and
Yeah, because
things like
people
that.
like this will be going on Steam on sale for like $3 in like 4 years,
Hmm. And
which
if it's not built and doesn't run, then it's just not even worth that amount of money. So
yeah, no, it's silly. But I don't know. I kind of don't want to go back because I'm just like too mad about it because I was just so happy and it just like ripped it out from
just
me.
destroyed you from the inside out.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right. What about games you do like? Let's start with number 10.
I already have like a really controversial number 10, and I have an explanation for it.
Okay.
And number 10 for me is No Man's Sky,
Okay.
which
This is the
I,
first time it's even come up in a
at all.
conversation at all.
All
Yeah.
right, so here's the thing. I know people hate this game. Like they just absolutely hate it. I was,
It's over exaggerated though.
it's
These
so like
kids.
every time I go on YouTube, like the cool thing was to make a No Man's Sky video about how much they hate it and how much they hate Sean Murray and like all this bullshit. All right,
Hmm.
so I didn't buy No Man's Sky when it first came out. I actually didn't buy No Man's Sky at all. My dad gave it to me. But
Nice.
so when it first came out, I was like, wow, I have no idea what this game is about. I'm not going to buy it because I literally have no clue. But I knew that my dad was very excited and he got it. So I just let it go at that. And I didn't like look into anything else about it. Last week when I was home for Christmas, like this is a very recent number 10. When I
Hmm.
was home for Christmas, my dad was like, why don't you just try it? And I was like, all right, sure. And apparently there was an update like a month or so ago where they
November,
just
yeah. The
they
foundation update.
they fixed a bunch of stuff. They added some cool features, and I was like, oh, this is a like I was playing. I was like, this is actually like a really chill, relaxing game.
Hmm.
Why do people hate this so much? And like I guess it's because like I already know the ending. I know like what happens and like all this other stuff. But like right now, just like running around planets and like finding shit and like selling and that's like kind of game for me. I just really enjoy that. Like
Yeah.
I'm like kind of a completionist too, so like I'm trying to find everything on every planet that I go to.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. I like it. So fuck that shit. It's good.
That's the thing. And we talk about like gaming media talks a lot about like the expectations that the industry put on that, but that also that people put on that, but also did they deserve it or whatever of announcing that game in 2013 or whatever. But it's all I feel like it's all kind of self-imposed, right? You don't necessarily have to bring that baggage. There's a responsibility there, but like
Like
I had an idea of what that game would be when I played it, and
yeah.
it was fine. I didn't like it, so I stopped playing it. But I
Have you played
wasn't.
it recently with the update?
I haven't. I played it at launch, so I played like 5 hours of it. I was like,
Yeah.
this is maybe not my. It's because it's a little bit more in like the Minecraft family, which isn't necessarily my cup of tea. And I was like, okay, it's not necessarily for me, but I didn't
Yeah.
necessarily say it was outright terrible or that I had been lied to. So
Well, I Sean Murray did lie about things like,
yeah,
but it's whatever to me. I don't really care because I had no expectations of this game at all.
yeah,
So it was just like,
it's
oh, it's fun. It's cool.
yeah. I think like regardless of how you feel about the way Sean Murray talked about features that now they're saying that they want to implement but were not implemented from the get go is like not the justification to for the kind of cruelty that's been shown to that studio and that to that game. So
Well, yeah, like in the studio is an indie studio. This is our first game, and this is kind of what happens when an indie studio that nobody knows anything about gets picked up by this huge publisher,
yeah,
Sony, to
well
do.
they had done Joe Danger was the game they had done
Oh, they just
before.
did, oh fuck that shit. Okay,
Joe Danger and Joe Danger 2.
all right. I played like 30 seconds of Joe Danger, and I was just like, okay, cool.
I yeah,
But I mean, like, this No Man's Sky is like 1,000 leagues away from Joe Danger. Like, it's not even close.
it's much more ambitious.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's the hype on both sides of the publisher and Sony and the people themselves just like made this game what it is today, and it's kind of disappointing. Like I like it, and I can't talk about how much I like it without people being like, "What the fuck, Sean Murray lied." Like I can't like, I can't talk about how much I like it because people judge me for it. I'm like, it's cool. Like I just like being half asleep and play.
Just kind of going through the very chill universe
Yeah,
and
like the
scanning some
space.
dope dinosaurs.
Yeah, well, the space combat is garbage. It's terrible, but like I try to still avoid it as much as I can.
Mm. It's
Um,
it's a cool game. I think there are parts of that game that are still cool, like when you go out of a planet and go back into it.
yeah, it's cool. Like
It's
if
still
if
cool.
if you're on a planet and something is like 20 minutes away, you're just like, oh, I'll just go up for a second and use my pulse drive and just and get there in 3 seconds. It's so cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's that stuff didn't lose its novelty for me.
yeah, no,
So
it's pretty cool. Also, the animals are like fucked up. Like there's something wrong with all of them.
yeah, there's some crazy looking shit in that game.
There's like the crabs that like are floating and then they those
There's
creep me out.
crabs with like these weird like giant eyeballs, and they kept attacking me. So when I scanned them and I named them Jerk Face
Nice.
in the official No Man's Sky history.
I'm actually like I'm really shocked because when I first started playing, I started on a planet that someone had already discovered, and I was
Oh
like,
wow,
oh, I thought like that wasn't supposed to happen.
yeah, that's fucked up.
So like I got out of that solar system because I was like, I'm not starting on a planet that somebody else like did everything on. That's stupid.
Yeah,
But yeah, like the last time I played it, it was like a couple days ago, and I was trying to get the achievement for Extreme Planet, or like you have to stay for 7 days on an extreme planet, and it was a disaster. It was terrible.
no, no, thank you.
I ran out of all my resources, and there's storms every 3 minutes. So I was like, oh, maybe this is a bad decision right now.
Maybe this is where I die on this
Yeah, it's very
planet.
like as chill as I say it is, it can be very stressful. And I was like screaming at like 4 in the morning. I was like, oh my god! Like I go to like try to find shelter and like get on my ship, and like a dinosaur thing is like right on top of me attacking me. I'm like, ah! And it's terrible. It's so stressful.
Yeah, there are some good stories that came out of that game too.
Yeah. No, I
Uh,
like it. So fuck that shit. Fuck the haters. Fuck the haters, man. It's good. I like it.
the story of this list. Fuck the haters.
Yeah. I'm a hater on my own list, so
It's true. It ends up you're like what number 6 is Katie herself, and it's like God, fuck that shit. Uh,
I'm terrible at talking about games.
Number 9.
Number 9, Tokyo Mirage Sessions on Wii U.
I have this game in shrink wrap. I'm looking at it right now.
Come on, you gotta play it.
I know. I want to.
It's a very good like it on its own. Like if I wasn't already a Persona fan,
Hmm.
I probably wouldn't like this game as much. But for me, it's like, all right, this game is out. We're waiting for Persona 5. It's pretty good.
Okay.
I don't know if you know, but like it's all in Japanese. You can't make it English.
Yeah.
Um, so like that's pretty cool and like feels really authentic. But in battles, they don't put subtitles on.
Yeah. They're just
So like
yelling Japanese shit,
yeah,
right?
they're just yelling Japanese. I'm like, I'm interested in what you're saying here.
I really need
um,
more context,
yeah,
please.
yeah. And I like really like the characters. They're really fun, and it just feels like a good game. So
Yeah.
uh,
And this Fire Emblem Crom. I don't know. I don't know how you feel
uh,
about Fire Emblem. So
I actually that okay. So like, let's go back a second, and I put that Fire Emblem Fates for my honorable mention
okay,
for this year.
that game's good.
I never finished it, which is why like it's not in my top 10
Yeah, I
because
didn't finish it either. It's not as
it's
good
very
as Awakening.
yeah.
That's the hardest thing you can say about that game.
That's you didn't like it as much as Awakening.
No.
Well, we'll just have to move on
did,
to.
did, did you like it more than Awakening? Did you
I,
hate
I
Awakening?
I played it way more than I played Awakening. So
Okay. I played Awakening way more. I'd finished Awakening. I didn't finish Fates either.
so like
So
the weird thing with me in Fire Emblem games that they all feel very very similar. So
hmm
saying that one is more better than the other is just kind of like it, I mean it's the same. The
the
story can be different,
the
but
like the way Awakening like justified like the marriage and kid mechanics and stuff like that, I enjoyed more, and I enjoyed this that like kind of core group of characters more.
I always thought that was really weird though. I understand like there's a time thing going on, but
Super weird, but I was way
your
into it.
kids are already your age, and you're like,
They're coming back from the future, right? And then
yeah,
there
it
was
just.
DLC where you played as them. Anyway, it's pretty weird.
But yeah,
Uh,
Fates is an honorable mention because it's very good.
it's
It's
a
a
good, it's
very
a Fire Emblem game, which is to say, it's pretty good.
yeah. Apparently, Conquest is the best because I only played Birthright.
Oh, okay. I've only played Birthright as well.
Yeah, because I heard that Birthright is like the easier one. So I'm like, fuck, trying hard. I'm
Yeah,
just
fuck hard video games. I have it set to like the baby mode where like if somebody dies, it's like nah, they're fine. It's like
oh
okay,
really?
yeah.
I actually
I used
I
to
do.
try with that stuff, but I just can't anymore.
So like I should probably do that because I do that thing where if like someone dies, I like reset the game.
I still reset the game sometimes.
Yeah.
I can't break the habit.
So it's hard to get through some battles when you have to figure out the exact thing to do because if you don't, you have to keep resetting. It's
Yeah,
just it's a lot of work.
stressful.
Anyway,
Um,
number 8, right?
yes,
All right. This is also like a recent one that I got on the autumn Steam sale. Doom.
Doom.
If you played Doom,
Doom is a video game. I've played Doom.
Doom is an incredible. It's hard to form words. Like when I launched this game, like because I only played like the Doom when I was really little. You know,
hmm
like the old Windows DOS version.
hmm
And this one, it was just so perfect. It
Yeah,
was so good. Like the graphics are on point. Like the controls feel like super smooth. Like seeing the floaty ball monster. I don't know their name. I'm not like a huge fan, but like seeing like the floaty ball monster red thing, like in 3D in front of me. I just freaked out. I was like, what the
yeah,
like it's just really like a strange feeling. I don't know. It's very good. It's a very well done game.
yeah. It's that double barrel shotgun.
Oh my god. Yes. So
Guns will never feel as good as that gun again, and it's both
I
like a great thing and a really sad thing.
yeah. Yeah, it's super good.
Yeah,
So at least we agree on that thing. It's
it's
only my number 8 though, which is sure disappointing to people.
I yeah
It's a lot
that's
of number 1 lists, so
yeah that's been super high. Like I think almost excluding two people out of like the 12 of these I've recorded so far. I think it's been on every list.
yeah.
So
It's kind of monotonous, but I should just stuck it in my honorable mentions.
just mix it up.
Yeah, just to fuck around with people.
No, that game's real good. I never really played Doom before, so that's kind of like my first Doom in a lot of ways. I
Yeah.
liked Doom 2, did not really like the original Doom. Never touched 3 because everyone. Yeah, I was at a point in my life where it's like, oh, scary games, no thank you.
No, I can still have trouble with scary games. Like I have to take breaks from Doom every once in a while because it just gets too like, I feel very terrible right now.
I
I
kind of
played
like that
like
feeling. It
I
grounds me.
I actually played like the beginning of Doom 3 and like freaked out and I was like, all right, I'm done. See ya.
Yeah. So Doom is it's real good. I
Yeah.
like it's Metroid Prime 4 also. I just want to
Yeah,
put
like
I'm going to keep putting that seed out there.
yeah. It's so weird. Like it's a different game than what I've played in a really long time is what I like about it a lot.
hmm
It's like
Um yeah, I'm glad. I remember you comparing the thing that sticks in my mind is you comparing Dishonored like the opening
yeah, I
second
got a lot of
sets.
shit from that and I needed to clarify that I was talking about the publisher, not the developer.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as I work in a publisher, I know that it's also our responsibility to make sure that the game runs smoothly.
hmm
So we need to tell the developer to fix shit. So Bethesda's the publisher on these games.
hmm
They need to be. Are they? No, they didn't develop Doom. It was
It develops Doom. Yeah.
yeah. they need to take the same amount of care that they would for one of these other games that they would like, especially if it's a Dishonored game that has so much hype and all that. They need to make sure it works right. But that's why I had a big problem with it because I launched Dishonored 2, was like, this doesn't work. And then I watched launch Doom that has Bethesda at the beginning of the titles, and it's the perfect smooth, everything is amazing game. So I don't
Yeah.
understand how that works.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fair assessment, right? That publisher, there has to be some kind of checks and balances there.
Yeah, and like like I'm not going to toot our own horn, but like we try to make sure things go as planned at our place. But
Hmm.
whatevs. It's life. There be disappointments.
That's a good way to look at it. Good
And
one.
then you'll really love something that you didn't expect to love, like Doom. Like I didn't really care too much, and then I bought it for like $20 or something. And I was like, oh my god,
Yeah, I got it for like 20 as well
yeah,
on PS4 on some summer sale or something, and yeah, that
yeah,
game's all right.
it's really good. So yeah,
Num- Number 7.
number 7. All right, so technically this game came out last year,
Okay,
um,
that's fine.
but it doesn't count for me because Xbox is garbage. So Tomb Raider PS4.
Okay.
Tomb Raider PS4 is an amazing game, and I stuck out waiting the whole entire year without buying it on PC first,
Hmm.
and I'm really happy that I did because
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
yeah,
Did she rise?
she did rise. She's risen.
Yeah, Rise of
Uh,
the Tomb Raider is awesome.
yeah, uh, a lot of people like talk about like how they skip all like the side quests and just go to like the story, but I no, don't do that.
Those
It's
people are crazy.
Yeah, no, I want everything in this game. I have to find everything. Because I'm the Tomb Raider. I have to do all these things.
I have to raid these tombs.
Yeah. I actually like got stuck on a puzzle the other day. I was like, how in the world do you finish this? And you wouldn't find that in any other games besides like the older Tomb Raiders. It just felt really good. I
Hmm.
liked it.
It does a really great thing with I in my book, and I did a video on this actually. Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider is kind of like a Metroidvania,
Yeah.
where you're kind of like going forward in the story, and you're getting these powers or these abilities, and then you can go back and access these tombs in these areas that you missed before, that are all absolutely worth seeing. And people that skip the side content in that game are insane.
Yeah.
Uh,
I did the DLC by accident. The Baba
I haven't
I,
seen that stuff yet.
it was really weird, but otherwise, like I really like Laura as a character too. Like this new Laura Croft.
Hmm. Me too.
She's not like overly sexualized, and she just seems like a cool chick that I'd probably want to hang out with.
Yeah, who could also like break some skulls.
Yeah, she'd kill me if I like say something like if I say I don't like Uncharted 4, she would just like,
She could
what are you
kill you.
doing? That's my brother.
I did you like the original Tomb Raider reboot?
Yeah, I really did. I played
Hmm.
through that whole thing, and I liked. I wish they would have done. I didn't feel like as connected with the characters this time.
Hmm.
Like I really liked Sam in the first game, and just I didn't feel like that same connection to any of the characters this time.
Yeah, it's just like the one guy, right?
Yeah, yeah, but yeah. Otherwise, yeah, I think it's mostly like I just love Laura. She's great.
She is great. She's really cool as well, and I'm excited for that franchise to continue, uh,
Yeah,
which
and
I'm
it's supposed to be a
confident will.
movie, right? Like a
Yeah, there's a
hopefully
new
not
movie.
terrible movie.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie somewhere just
Oh
crying
god.
one single tear.
If I wonder if they're just gonna like throw her in like as a cameo.
That'd be so great. I'd be so down for that.
Because I heard the Assassin's Creed. I haven't seen it. The Assassin's Creed movie I heard was terrible. Have you
Oh
seen
yeah,
it?
I haven't seen it, but I really want to. I just want to see. I want to know
Just
how
see
terrible
how
it
bad
is.
it is. Like you can't believe it. After all like the hyping and the trailers look good.
Yeah,
I
at some points, yeah. I want to believe like going into Assassin's Creed the movie, it's like yeah, it's like he just like sat on a bench and listened to someone and then did the same four things over and over again. I'm like,
I heard
whoa,
they do
weird.
like they do a lot of Abstergo stuff, right, in the movie, and like nobody gives a fuck about Abstergo.
Yeah, I mean, I do, but I'm dumb and
Oh, what? Why?
I like the really dumb stories of those games.
Did you so like the Black Flag Abstergo when it's like first
I didn't finish
person?
Black Flag. That's where I
I
finally let it go.
let it die.
Yeah.
Syndicate is really good though.
Yeah, I know.
Syndicate was like a breath of fresh air for the franchise for me.
Is there any Abstergo stuff in Syndicate?
Yes, but it's really like kind of just like weird, like
Is it
voiceover
is it real
things.
dumb?
No, no, it's not dumb, but like it's definitely not as important as in the other games.
Mm. Yeah. I
The Syndicate kind of just lets you just be an assassin.
yeah. And you can play as either of them, right?
Yeah, well, Evie is way better than Jacob, but it's so
Bias.
weird
No, I'm
because
just kidding.
they I'm not saying this because she's a woman, but like
No,
Jacob is just like a
everything
really
I've heard agrees with you, so.
yeah, but Jacob is just like a boring, like snotty brother figure, and
Evie's like more stealthy, right? She's more
she's the
cunning.
stealth character, yeah, and she's always cleaning up Jacob's like messes, and I'm just like, just get rid of Jacob, just like
It just
get him out.
sounds yeah, just kill him. Just kill
Yeah.
oh wait, I mean
I
uh
wanted her to kill him at the end of the game.
I would absolutely probably play it that way, so no, I'm with
Yeah,
you.
yeah, because the game like tries to make you play as Jacob more, and you're like, no, 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 let's switch back.
No, no thank you.
All right. Anyway, this is not top games of 2015. So
I let the conversation take I'm always on along for the ride, so uh
I tend to go on tangents, but all right, Tomb Raider, great,
Tomb
but
Raider is great. Hopefully the movie doesn't suck. I
yeah,
forgot who's playing. Oh, the girl from Ex Machina, right?
did they cast her? Or
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
oh, she's pretty cool, that girl, right?
Yeah, I think
I don't
so.
know much about her, but she was pretty good in that movie.
Yeah. What's number 6? That was 7?
Yeah, so what's seven? So we're on six now.
6.
Dark Souls 3.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you're a Souls
I
person.
am absolutely a Souls person.
Yeah.
One of the
Oh, good.
biggest that I know.
I was looking at you and like you had this look, and I was like, is he gonna say not? Because he's putting a lot of emphasis on absolutely,
I've
and I just
played
never know.
I've played Demon Souls. That'll tell
Oh
you.
yeah,
I'm an
Demon Souls
OG.
is terribly hard to play. It's
I played through half of that game this year. Also because I'm weird. So
yeah, actually so like Bloodborne is my absolute favorite game of all time.
okay.
Besides Shadow of the Colossus, which is another story. So it's probably like my number two ever. Uh, and Dark Souls 2 had a lot of problems, but I heard they were implementing a lot of Bloodborne mechanics in the Dark Souls 3.
Hmm.
And yeah, I just it was good. I mean, like it felt like a Souls game, and it felt a lot smoother. So that's why I put it on my list. It's just it's good.
It's it's cool because so I mean I don't know so I guess Bloodborne of that kind of game is probably your favorite
Oh
of the
yeah,
5.
absolutely. I can't wait for Bloodborne 2.
Yeah. Believe it's gonna happen. It's gonna be great when it does.
Oh my god.
Bloodborne out of those is probably my favorite of that group, but
Yeah.
Dark Souls 1 holds a very special place in my heart.
I think Bloodborne is a really like because I hadn't played any of those Souls games, but I played Bloodborne and I was like, now I'm into Souls games because I think
Okay.
it's a really good stepping stone. It's like it's more suited for beginners, also, but also it's very difficult.
Hmm.
Um, so you kind of get used to the difficulty, and then you go back and play Dark Souls 1. And it just seems a little bit easier now that you've gone through and played Bloodborne.
Yeah, well, all of them, for me, like all of them seem a little bit easier after you've done one before it. So this
Yeah,
being like my fifth of these, I had pretty much I didn't have any real trouble with Dark Souls 3.
yeah,
It was kind of straightforward for a lot of what it was trying to do, but it's really cool. The way it lays out its world is different. It's cool.
yeah.
So have you not played Dark Souls 1 or 2?
I've played 1. I like kind of dappered in 2. It just isn't my thing.
Yeah, 2 is weird. In my heart of hearts, Dark Souls 3 is Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
And
Just forget about that other one.
well like the other one feels almost kind of like a when people do trilogies that's like the dark prequel
Oh yeah.
and
Oh wait.
then
Let's not talk about Rogue One because I go off about it.
okay, fair enough. Uh it's so Dark Souls 2 is Rogue One.
Yeah.
But like 3 actually kind of takes in the lineage of that franchise in a lot of ways. Like there are places in 3 that are in 1. So
No,
uh
it's really cool to go back and see all that stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I liked
I
it.
yeah, I liked how it played. I liked how it looked. I liked how it felt. I guess it's like the third one. It hit me a little bit softer than the others, but
Yeah.
I still
It
enjoyed it.
it just seemed like a little bit easier. and I'm
Hmm.
not sure just because I played Bloodborne like right before.
I know people that this was their Dark Souls 3 was their first Souls game, and it was
Oh, okay.
really really hard for them.
Oh,
So
okay. So it's just like
it
we're.
really,
I'm getting used to it. I feel better now.
yeah, you're part of that now. So
Part of the clan, and I watch a lot of like the lore videos, like Bodies. I don't know if you watch his.
I've watched some of his. Yeah,
His voice is so soothing, which is also why I'm super into Dark Souls because I just like knowing about like the story.
yeah,
And he goes through like every little tiny thing. He goes into item descriptions and stuff.
yeah.
It's really cool.
Allie, my friend Allie, she does really good more videos as well.
Oh yeah,
Um, Allie at that little fly on YouTube if you ever want to check those out.
yeah.
And yeah, I there was like this weird intricate world in those games that you would totally not expect, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's just, if you're just playing through, just beating the bosses, and not like even caring about the story, then it's probably still like the game.
Yeah,
But for like someone who really enjoys that, like finding every little tiny thing and like wondering why this boss is this way, and like all the bosses have their own story, which is pretty cool.
hmm,
But you wouldn't think about it if you're just like blowing through them.
yeah. It takes you on a journey in a lot of cool ways, and it can be as much or as little as you want it to be.
Yeah,
So,
like for Souls, like my number one favorite boss is probably Lady Maria the Clock Tower.
oh, that's my favorite boss in Bloodborne
Oh,
also.
I think she's on a lot of favorite lists.
Yeah,
Not just because she's like a really hard fight that you just feel great after beating,
that's so
but
cool.
she also like her backstory is so tragic and sad, and
Hmm.
like you wouldn't know it unless you like looked into it because like Gurman was in love with her and like she like has to do something with like the orphan. Like it goes into a lot of details that is too much for a top 10 list.
Yeah, no, I just loved it honestly because I didn't even know any of that. Because I'm not good with the Bloodborne DLC lore. It's more than
Oh yeah.
just the core game.
The DLC actually ties it in with like the rest of the game. Like it kind of is the catalyst for everything.
Yeah, I played it so early that not a lot of those things had come out yet, so
Oh,
people were still
okay.
picking it apart. But yeah, Lady Maria is just like visually is one of the most
Ah,
incredible
she's so
things
cool.
in that game.
So
Like
I
when
would marry her like straight up. She's so
the fire sword stuff in that fight is really good.
her weapon is her blood. It's crazy.
It's so cool.
She just digs her swords into her body and her blood is like kills you. Like what?
Yeah, but you just got that blood tinge set up.
Yeah, it's great.
Um, Number 5, I think that's what we're on.
Number 5 is Overcooked. I don't know if you played it.
I've not played it. This is one I really wish I had a group to play with.
So, like, the partially why this game I don't think is getting enough love is because it doesn't have uh, uh, over the internet multiplayer. So you have to play local, which like it's kind of troublesome if you like are really interested in this game. But
Hmm.
I play with my coworker at work during our lunches, and we're just like screaming, like get get the button out of the thing, throw me the button, and like it's just like. Oh my god, it's burning, it's ready to get it. He's like it's like it's so like stressful fun. Like I love that. It's just it's like a refreshing quirky game that I just wasn't expecting and I don't know. It's like a mixture of Diner Dash and like Dark Souls. Like it's like
It's the Dark Souls of Diner Dash like games.
it just it's a fun, also incredibly challenging game. That like you'll start the game and be like, how the fuck am I gonna do this? Like it's very difficult, and then like once you get used to it and you feel like you're learning more about how the game works. Like by like the fifth different environmental stage that you're on, like the space level, you're like, oh, psh, got it in the bag. And then you go back and play the older levels, and you're like, I'm a master now. It's crazy. Like you just feel like you just like learn so much. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I kind of thought I've heard it's pretty good for people who don't even play video games that much as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a very like e- everyone game.
I want to play it with my roommates,
No,
just
do
because
it.
I think we would have fun. I just haven't had the opportunity yet.
You should do it and like record yourself playing because there's a lot of yelling and a lot of who's the head chef here. And, like,
Who do you think you're talking to?
yeah, I feel like Gordon Ramsay playing the game because like we need the buns. This needs
this
lettuce.
this is bullshit. That sounds all
Yeah,
right. I'm into
yeah,
that.
it's a pretty good game. I'm a big fan.
All right. Number 4.
Number 4 is Pokemon Moon,
Okay.
which it as I said before, I think it's one of the best Pokemon games that they've ever released, including the original Red, Blue, and Green.
Okay. What was before this? What was your favorite Pokemon game?
My favorite was Red
Okay.
because it was the first one I played. I got all 151, including Mew, because I went to an event and I got traded a Mew while I was there.
Damn.
So
Impressed.
I that holds a special place in my heart because I felt like I'd actually earned like master Pokemon trainer
Hmm.
rank. And then like all the subsequent Pokemon games that came out, like I played through Yellow and it was great. But then like something just happened where I just like I would buy a Pokemon game and play it for like
Like 45 minutes, and you're like, no, I
yeah
get it.
yeah it's like the same. It's the same thing.
Yeah. I
Um,
like Black and White are my favorite, but
yeah. So like I played through X for a little longer than I would have any other game, but I still dropped it. Um, and Pokemon Moon and Sun kind of put you through a grueling tutorial at the beginning of the game
hmm
that just takes hours. But once you get out of that and like the world is yours, it's like it just feels like you're home. Like it's just you're going around the island and they're not called Pokemon gyms anymore. They're you got to beat the Kahuna on every island to get
yeah.
to the next island. It's different, but also it feels very familiar. And also, like they added live weaknesses into your battles, so you don't have to guess what the Pokemon you're fighting against is
Yeah, like
anymore.
the UI updates are like some of the best parts of that game. Having only played like a few hours of it, but just like seeing like this is weak to this, or just letting you know that this is effective. And
Yeah, no, like it's a huge help. You don't have to sit there with a chart in front of you. Although, like, I'm not gonna say who I argue with about this, but Pokemon games like they can be for kids, and you could just run through and just do whatever, or you could do everything and get everything. And like I feel like I want to do that with Pokemon Moon,
hmm
but some people would say that you need to have a strategy guide in front of you. You need to do all this thing. It's not necessary. If you want to do that, then do that. If you want to play just like the bare bones version of Pokemon, then you can. But like I think Moon makes it really easy to do either or, and because there's a lot of secret things that you wouldn't know if you had just flown through. Like, it's kind of like Dark Souls. It's the Dark Souls of Pokemon game.
finally
Ah,
answers.
every one of these on my list is the Dark Souls of something.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
but
that'll be
yeah,
that'll be absolutely true when we get deeper into the list.
yeah,
Uh, no, no, I like. Again, it is kind of like that in the Dark Souls way. It is as much of what you want it to be as you want it to be. So it can be very simple RPG, or it could be like you kind of collecting everything and exploring. Like I only catch like 8 Pokemon when I play a Pokemon game. I just
yeah.
I just get like the
You
eight
get
that
the
I
core that you
need.
need.
Yeah, I want to fill out my type chart. Maybe have a little bit of everything,
Yeah.
and then I'm good. But some people like to catch all of them. Some people like everything they want. Some people make Pokemon lore videos. I'm sure that
Yeah.
actually is a real thing now that I think about it.
Actually, I
So
watched a Pokemon lore video, which is great because Pokemon Moon and Sun have like such a great story that it just feels like you're running through a normal RPG that's not a Pokemon game. But like I ran through like this lore video that was like 45 minutes long that was all about the Pokemon game. So there's actually like really in-depth, like super intense lore that like it's pretty crazy. Like it's about like Pokemon gods and like all this other holy
there's that,
what
that
where did
it's like a Pokemon war at some point.
yeah, like, it's
It's
crazy.
fucked up, man. Pokemon did some fucked up shit.
Yeah. Also like the idea of Pokemon is kind of fucked up if you think about it.
Yeah, it's like throwing monsters into little balls and then making them fight each other. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's for friendship.
I think that it's funny how they had to clarify that Pokemon were happy in their balls
Yeah.
because like before it was just like, are we really just like shoving this like creature in?
Yeah, if you look at like the ambiguous nature of like the original Pokemon games, it's like, no, just catch them. They have no feelings.
Yeah, it's very weird,
But
but
now it's like a mechanic to rub your Pokemon to make them happy. So
yeah, you get to rub them.
just rubbing Machamp, hanging out all over his
I hate
body.
when I rub my Pikachu and it doesn't like it.
I like that but you can like scratch Poplio underneath his little chin. It's real. That game's all right.
Who did you start with?
Poplio,
Oh, did you?
my beautiful baby boy.
Get out of here. This is a rally where we're living in.
All right, all right. One of them
My
rowlet
Twitter icon
people.
is a rally.
It's true. It is. Listen, don't talk about my beautiful baby boy. He turns
Don't
into a
talk to me or my son ever again.
he turns into a beautiful, beautiful seamstress dress wearing princess, and he's
So like,
beautiful, and I love
I
him.
I would have started with Poppy, but I just don't understand that Pokemon. I don't get it.
What that like that third evolution?
Yeah, I
It's
don't
fucked
understand.
up. It's pretty good
Uh,
though.
like I love Rowlet. It's like a dapper owl.
Yeah,
He just gets more and more dapper as he evolves. But
yeah,
like with Poplio, she gets more and more elegant, I guess.
yeah. I like all the starters in this game.
Yeah,
No.
they're really fun. Like I have them all because I traded for the Lin and Poplio, but I
Mhm.
still have a really strong connection with my Rowlet.
Yeah, well, there's that scene where the Pokemon runs up to you and you you lift it up and carry it in
Yeah,
your
like you're
arms.
supposed to feel like they've chosen you. Although I've heard that your starter, like I've heard this is really super rare, but your starter can be like, nah.
Oh my god!
I've heard this. Like this is a rumor that I've heard. I'm not for
If
sure.
that's a real though, imagine how that
Yeah,
feels.
like holy shit.
Where the Pokemon's like, I don't choose you.
Yeah, like
Please leave.
how do you get through that? Like imagine like a 10-year-old child playing through this game and they're like, "Oh my god, I really want this Rowlet." And the Rowlet like looks at you and is like,
And then the cart implodes and your 3DS cracks, and it's like, well,
yeah."
that's the end of video games for you forever now.
I think if that happened to me, I would have thrown my DS out the window or something.
Oh, for sure. Like on a
Like,
moving
whoa,
plane.
listen, bitch. Like, what the fuck? Who told you? Like, this is like when I'm playing Pokemon Go and like I'm trying to catch like a Pidgey. Like, just because I'm trying to level up, I'm just catching Pidgeys and shit. And like a Pidgey breaks out of the Pokemon. I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are? You're a fucking Pidgey. Like, get in the ball.
You had one job, and it's the weakest job, all
Like
right?
like a level 10 Pidgey thinks he can break out a Pokeball. Like, what the fuck?
I'm going to turn you into candy.
Yeah, like get it. Like I'm transferring you, bitch. Like
This poor Pokemon.
yeah. So
So Pokemon are good and they don't have feelings.
yeah.
Please love me, Poplio. Number 3.
Oh god.
We're
Fuck.
in it now, aren't we?
This is the one that I just can't fucking stand that it's on my list. And a lot of people love this fucking game. And I like it too. And I hate admitting that I like it. And it's Final Fantasy 15. And I know you love this game. I know that
Beautiful.
you do because he see you tweet about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen me tweet about it.
Yeah.
And
Not as much though.
I like I'll get in like I'll hashtag Twitter thread this because like I end up on rants whenever before the game came out. Whenever I saw any news about 15, I was like, "This is not a Final Fantasy game. This is bullshit. Like what the fuck? Like multiplayer features? Like what? Like in the whole so this is part of the reason why I love playing this game. It's technically a very very good game. It's
Mhm.
like the open world like this I talked about this with one of my friends and we actually think that the general basis of the mechanics of Final Fantasy 15 would make a perfect Pokemon game, like a perfect open world single player Pokemon game. You know what I'm saying? Like
You're just driving around with your boys.
oh, all my boys will be
My sweet baby boys.
like because all the gas stations feel like Pokemon centers. It feels like something I'm very familiar with.
Mhm.
That being said, this game's sexism is way out of control.
Mhm.
It starts you off like driving up to Cindy. When you get gas from Cindy, her leading her tits are literally in your face, like as she's cleaning your window. I'm like, what is the design decision to do that? Like I don't understand. Like it's like when Kojima tried to explain why Quiet had no clothes and
Mhm.
why Quiet didn't speak at all. He's like, oh, that's just part of her story. I'm like,
Photosynthesis.
yeah, it's photo. Sure, great, that makes sense. He's an alien or whatever the fuck they said she was. But it's like the same thing with Cindy. Like I just don't like. First of all, I'm not through 15. It's a very long game for me because I'm doing all the side quests and shit.
Mhm.
But I
It's
don't understand why that her character is like that.
it's weird for me too because like Sydney is so like she seems so out of place in that whole game. Like there's
Yeah,
nothing else in that game that is like her at all.
No, and Prompto's constantly talking about it. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's just it made it was gross in a weird way that like didn't make sense with like the context of the world. No one else addresses it except for Prompto.
Yeah, and
Uh,
nobody dresses like that in the game. It's
and no one
just
dresses
her.
like that. No one looks like her.
No. Like all the
Uh,
other like female characters that I've run into, they're normal people with like they're just
Clothes on.
yeah, with clothes on and they don't like throw themselves at you. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's a really weird start to the game. Like she's literally the first thing you see that
Hmm.
isn't that your boys.
Your boys.
Uh, so it's just like a weird. I just don't get it. Like I've been a lot like really forgiving when it comes to games and like their decision to use women to have men buy the game, but this kind of seems like it's really out of left field for me,
Hmm.
especially in a Final Fantasy game, which we all know like Final Fantasy characters, their clothes are always like crazy. But this game, everyone seems kind of muted down when it comes to their wardrobe. And but when you get to her and she has nothing, I just it doesn't make sense. It's just I don't get it.
Yeah, it's out of place in a very very obvious way.
Yeah. Apparently, let me try to pull up because I didn't notice this when I had talked to her, but my friend had said, let me see. He just delivered some wax to Sydney, and she goes, "Let me know if you need a hand." And then she pauses with the waxing, and like I don't know if that's intentional, but it just seems why? Why would you? Why?
I feel like I don't remember that happening
I
when
don't
they
remember
did that.
happening, but I think there's YouTube videos about it already, where like Cindy or Sydney, I don't know the fuck. She's very suggestive in some of the things she says.
Hmm. Yeah, it's weird. What about the parts that you do like though?
Actually, I like the relationship that Noctis has with his boys. It's it feels very genuine,
Yeah.
and I was a bit scared because like
Oh man, you got so much left ahead of you. I'm so
I know
excited.
I'm like Alex, I'm like 30 hours into this game, and I'm only like barely in the chapter 3 or whatever.
That's normal though. Like
Yeah,
you're in the meat of the game, right? Like when you
yeah.
chapter 9 is when it like kind of shifts into that kind of linear style of game and
How
it's
did you feel about the shift? Because people say that they don't like it. I don't want to like. I don't want to have expectations or anything, but
I mean, it was weird. It feels different. Like it feels purposefully very like almost defiantly different. Like hey, we want to try and make this different. I like it because of some of the stuff that it does. I don't like parts of it, and there are parts that you can't really even defend. Of like it's like hey, we're gonna go full speed ahead and we can't look back.
yeah.
Um, except that at any point in that part of the game, you can just jump back to the open world and just have fun again.
Oh, well then fuck whatever.
But like as far as like what the narrative does, it's odd and like it's odd in a way like you are essentially you're seeing things from one character's perspective for most of that game and it's very noticeable later on
Oh,
and I don't know if it's going to bother you as much but it justified itself for me and what it does at the end is something else so
it's really special.
yeah it's very special in a way that I couldn't have known uh, so that's
I
why I'm
actually,
excited for you to finish this game.
I'm gonna finish it because I'm probably once I'm done with this podcast, I'm gonna just go load it up. Um, so I also I really like the hunts and stuff, and
Hmm.
like, it's very Final Fantasy 12. It I like exploring the world, finding random items. Like I'm like, whoa, what the? Okay, cool. That's a cool thing that just happened to be where I was standing. Um, it seems like a lot of the side quest givers seem really interesting. Like I think Sanya is her name, like the frog lady.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She's
She's
so
fun.
weird, but I'm super interested in like everything she says.
They go places too. Like the side quests kind of start monotonous, and as you do more and more with this one quest giver, like
Yeah,
they build on that.
yeah. I think that's really great idea. It seems really fun.
Hmm.
Like the only one that I am having trouble with right now is Dave because he's just like get my dog tags.
Fucking Dave. How did Dave end up in a Final
Yeah, like
Fantasy game?
what are you doing, Dave? Like I get that you're sad about your hunter buddies, but like can't you just get your own like you're a hunter, like go get your own dog tags, dude.
Yeah, well, he's too busy being like a normal straight white dude in a video game. It's like,
Yeah.
how did you get here? It's like kids with
Very-
anime hair, and he just like looks like a guy.
yeah, like it's so weird when like you got like guys named Noctis, Prompto, Gladiolus, and like Ignis, and then you got Dave.
Hey, what's up? And he just sounds like a
So
dude.
yeah,
He's got a dog with him. He's just hanging out.
yeah, like he's so weird. And like there's also like these weird things happening in the game when like I'm just running around and um I happen upon like just a random picture, like a hand drawn picture of someone.
Hmm.
Have you had this happen?
I've not seen this
And
actually.
Prompto takes a photo of it. It's so weird because I don't know what is happening here. Because okay, so go to a Golden Key
Hmm.
and walk around like where like the girl who gives you the hunt quest.
Hmm.
Walk around that receptionist desk, and you'll run across like a hand drawn picture of that woman.
Huh.
And I have run into three of those already, and I'm like, what is this alluding to? What is this leading to?
I think I might have an idea of what that's
Is it
about.
like a secret? Like, is
I
this?
think it's related to a character that you might see later on.
Oh, okay. Because I'm just like, what is going on here?
Hmm.
So like
So
that's a cool thing that the game does. It's like you don't know what's happening with like a lot of weird mechanics.
yeah, I
Um,
the I'm trying to think. There's a great character that I think you'll dig a lot. Actually, I you probably haven't met Arnea yet, but she's
oh
really
no, I
cool.
have not met. I know who she is.
Yeah, she's really cool.
All right. Well, I'll look forward to that.
I'm very excited. I'm gonna keep it locked to your
I'm
Twitter because I'm very excited to see how this game changes for you.
well. The last thing that I posted about this game on Twitter, it was not just that I was mad that I liked it so much. It was that um, there's also like the issue of the horrible combat camera. I don't know if you'd experience this, but especially right where I'm doing my quests and stuff is um, I'll be I'll be looking. Okay, so another thing that's terrible is the quest that you have to go to a circle on the map and try to find the item.
Hmm.
It's just so
Find these
tedious.
frogs. Let me tell you.
Yeah, like the frogs are easy because they make the noise. They
Yeah, they
make
make
noises
noise.
when
Yeah.
but like when you're trying to find Dave's fucking dog tags or whatever, like where like there's no indication where this is. It's like a 2 minute walk from one end of the circle to the other end of the circle. So
Usually it's like a thing, and there's an enemy that you have to fight with the dog tag ones.
yeah.
So like there's like a car in one of them where it's like next to the car. So it's like okay, this stands out.
Yeah, but there's some that are just like I think for some of Dino's
Oh,
Dino,
Dino.
holy shit, Dino.
I was gonna say like, well, yeah, there's this Dino guy.
Some of Dino's I was walking around for like half an hour. I was like, where the fuck is it? Where is
Fuck
it?
yeah, fucking Dino, man.
Um,
Tell you what.
and there was one quest I had for a guy that wanted me to pick up like ingredients or something, and there was a hunt on top of where I needed to go for things that I couldn't kill yet. I had to kill some corals, and those things will kill you in one hit
Yep.
because it's just like one of their attacks. And I'm like, I need to get this bean or whatever. Like, can you leave,
Can you
please?
please leave? Thank you.
Yeah. So like that was incredibly difficult. I just ended up actually the magic crafting is so fun in this game, I
Hmm.
think. So it's kind of like Final Fantasy VIII draw system, and you transform that into other magic, which I think is awesome. But you use like the fire, lightning, and ice to make like the higher level spells the more that you use. But
Hmm.
you could also put items into your magic.
See, I don't have a thing that lets me put items into it yet.
Wait, what? No,
Yeah,
you could just do it. It's the because you know how it's like
it
the
like when I try and select it, it just doesn't let me.
wait what?
I don't know why.
I
I
I had
finished
no
this game also.
I had no trouble with like it. Just
Yeah.
like I just did it.
I
That's
see the thing. It just like when I try and like click it to select an item from a list, it just never lets me.
what?
Maybe it's I'm in my own purgatory or I missed something early on.
How could you miss it though? Because I've barely been like paying attention to the magic shit, and
I don't know. I'll have to go back at some
maybe
point.
there's an item that you missed.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Oh, that sucks.
Sorry,
Because I think the magic's
okay.
so fun in this game.
Yeah, it's cool. It definitely feels really cool.
Yeah, it feels super overpowered though, like incredibly overpowered.
You use it in
But
the
I
tight
think
spot.
it kind of punishes you because you can hit your buddies with it.
Yeah, you don't want to
Which
hurt your
kind of
boys.
I do it all the time. I don't care.
I don't either. So.
They'll be like writhing on the floor. I'm like, I had to kill it, dude.
Have you seen this thing? It's gigantic.
Yeah, like you got to do it. Uh, but yeah,
I'm
it's
glad that you like it. I'm sad that it hurts you.
it like right. There's just a few things that I'm just like, come on,
Yeah,
what are you doing?
I think that's fair, and I'm curious to see how that evolves over
All
time.
right, I'll chat with you about it in like a week when I finish
Oh
this.
yeah, I'm very excited. Number two.
Oh, fuck, I forgot. Oh, number two, this super special, amazing, like old timey but felt new Stardew Valley.
Yeah, I've been playing that
Oh my god.
recently. I'm still kind of trucking through it.
Yeah, it's so like I was a big fan of Harvest Moon back when I was like 13 or whatever, and like and I haven't had like a really good farming game that I felt really invested in. And like it's weird to be like, oh, I can't wait for this new farming game to come out. But Stardew Valley itself is a very special you game that you just feel like you're a part of this community, and farming is kind of like a side thing. It's not that important. You're doing all this other stuff that it's just it feels good. It's hard
Right,
to explain.
right now, farming is my whole world, and I haven't really talked to anyone. I just wish people would love me.
Oh no.
That's all I want.
Do you have an interest?
I like Leah. She seems
Oh,
cool.
I married Leah. She's
Right,
great.
there you go.
She's an artist, so I like had to. I was like,
Oh, okay, yeah. I think I found that out recently, but I'm looking. I'm searching for gifts to give her.
yeah. Give her. She likes vegetables, just any vegetables, and give her wine.
Yeah, wine was the thing. So I got some wine cooking.
She's an alkie, so just
I think low key everyone in that village is, except for Penny, because she's like the one lady's daughter. So
yeah,
yeah, it's cool. I've played Animal Crossing, but I've
yeah.
never really played a game like this.
It's so like I love Animal Crossing, but I just don't care for the villagers. Like I don't. I have no
You're a
connection
little
to like
rhinoceros guy, you know, loving.
they're all furries. Like it's just not my thing.
Some
They're
of
all
them
probably
are.
like people in suits, you know.
That would be great actually. What if
If
like
that was like the secret behind Animal Crossing.
yeah, like in the Nintendo Switch version of Animal Crossing, it's like super high fidelity, and you can
Yeah.
see like a zipper hanging off of somebody's back at one point. It's like breaks open these fan theories on the subreddit. It goes crazy.
Like my roommate loves his like little sheep friend, and I can't find a character in that game like randomly that I just happen to like really feel strongly for. But with Stardew Valley, like they're people and they all have their own separate story and they all have their own character development, which is so weird.
Yeah,
It's I want to get to know everyone just so I could see all of their stories.
yeah.
And when that game first came out, I just like I did a full like 70-hour run in like a week. It was crazy. Like I don't know what was wrong with me.
That's what everyone says though. Like everyone that I know that's played that game like did it all in like this really short burst.
Well, like it's weird because you'd be like, oh, I'll just sit down and like do a day or two, and then like it's like 5 in the morning,
It's
and you're
it's
like,
it's the Civ 5 effect like in full force. It's just like
yeah,
I'll just do a day.
yeah,
Okay, well maybe one more.
yeah.
Okay,
That
one more.
it's so weird how that like it's just like time traveling, but like
It's awesome.
yeah, that's a like if you haven't played Stardew Valley, like I understand that's not for everyone. Like not everyone's gonna like a farming game, but like it's like a farming game with RPG elements to it, which is
Yeah.
also cool. Like leveling up and you can go in the dungeons and stuff.
Yeah,
It's kind of like I don't know if you played Fantasy Life.
I did play Fantasy Life.
I love that game.
I love that game as well.
It's kind of like a condensed Fantasy Life for me.
Yeah, it's a little bit more focused. Fantasy Life was a bit too much for me, I
Yeah,
guess you could say. But it was very well written. It's very fun, very endearing. There weren't
yeah,
enough like relationships in that game. This game, I think, is a better balance of that.
yeah. It concentrates more on the relationships rather than the
The
mechanic.
RPG, yeah.
Yeah,
Um, it's cool. Being someone that didn't think that they would really fall into that, and it took me a little bit. Like it took me about 3 hours before I really, really got into it. But as soon as that first domino dropped, I was
yeah.
all in
It's
hours.
yeah. It's an easy and good game to get stuck in. I think
Yeah. All right. But none of those games matter.
none of those games matter because
We're going
one
to talk
game.
about the best, allegedly, the best game that came out
No,
this
this is
year.
undisputable. Like you can't like do anything other than think about this game. And like this game has taken over my life for the past 7 months, right? It's 7 or 8 months.
May, yeah.
May, yeah. Holy shit, Overwatch is the best game this year. 100%. And
And you love it.
I I love this game. I love the mechanics. I love the characters. I love the characters' quote unquote stories, which is hard when you don't have a single player. But
Mm.
just like as a Team Fortress 2 fan, back when I was in college, like all I did was play Team Fortress 2. Like I could have gone on like pro teams, I think, because I was so good at this game. And then Team Fortress 2 kind of did this thing where they allowed users to put in their own content. And that's when it kind of lost me because I would load a game and be like, this is stupid. So flash forward 8 years, holy shit. Uh, I'm old. And Overwatch is announced, and it looks like everything that I used to love about Team Fortress 2, and then some. I played the beta for this game like this time last year, I think, and I was like, oh my god, it's so incredible. Like it's hard to explain like how perfect this game is. Uh, it's literally the perfect like multiplayer arena shooter. Like I think. Um, but on the other side of things, you also run into the problem of having to play with people, which is a terrible, terrible thing
It
sometimes.
creates some really great stories though.
Yeah, like I've got a YouTube recommended list full of toxic Overwatch players of just people like screaming. Um, so that's kind of you can't do anything about that, and I shouldn't fault the game for that. But it's so weird how like I thought that when the new Call of Duty came out that these people would leave Overwatch, but turns out the new Call of Duty game is not great. So nobody's playing it, and they're still in Overwatch, and they think they're hot shit, and you can't say anything to convince them that they're not.
And they're poisonous poison people
Oh
who don't
fuck.
know how to play Zenyatta. And
Oh, and like when I want to play Zenyatta, and they're like, "Oh, we need a healer," and I'm like, "Dude,"
I got this.
and they're like, "Oh, I don't believe you. You're DPS." I'm like, "Dude, fucking give me a chance." And at the end of the game, top healing Zenyatta. Oh, weird. That's so, huh?
Funny how that. I mean, I play mostly support in that game,
Yeah,
so
me too.
I feel your pain.
It's just hard when you have to battle against other people's egos with this game.
Hmm. And
Um,
there is like I play mostly support and I like playing support, but there are times when I want to play tracer. I'm pretty good killing people too, and then I can't, and then it's all falls apart as soon as somebody leaves the mercy role or somebody leaves the Zenyatta role.
oh yeah, when someone gets pissy and like they switch their role, and you're like, "Oh, thanks. Why?"
I mean, somebody
Okay.
still has to do this. You don't. I guess it doesn't have to be you, but somebody
Yeah, but like
does.
at least say something. Like there's been so many games where like I played and like uh we'll be at like the end of the game and I'll be like, we don't have a healer. And like the healers are so important for this game, and people just decide that they want to be a Reaper or whatever, and just shut up.
Do you play on PC mostly?
Yeah, I play on PC because I'm not a big fan of the PS4 controller of this game.
Okay.
So I
It's just you have the chat is the thing. I
yeah,
don't, right?
so you don't
So
have to deal with like people talking shit in chat.
yeah, which is man, that's part of the reason why I stopped playing like League of Legends way back when. But that's a whole other thing.
GG easy. Ugh. Just like puke all over yourself, fucking asshole.
Pretty much. It's I like that. That's the one thing because there were months went by before I realized that that game has like a text chat on PC. I'm like fuck that man. That
Yeah.
sounds awful.
It is as bad as you think it is most of
Yeah.
the time, because as I said, like egos are a huge thing with this game. So if you tell like I'll like look at our team comp, and like this is part of why I haven't played competitive this season at all yet.
Okay.
So I'll look at our team comp and I'll be like, hey, this person, like before the game even starts, I'm like, hey, I don't think I don't know, like Reaper is a very good idea, or Genji or Widowmaker. Like these are the
Always Genji.
it's always Genji or Widowmaker, and they're always like the most douchiest about switching off. And I'm just like, I'm not saying you're bad at this character. And they're like, no, 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 just wait, like you'll see. And I'm not saying you're bad at this character, but like as our team comp stands, like we don't need you to be that. You know what I mean? Like just, they just don't want to listen, and it kind of takes a lot of the fun out of the game for me.
And then 0 and 17 later, they come back to you and be like, "Well, maybe I should have switched."
Yeah,
Hashtag LOL lullaby.
yeah.
Uh,
It's always like by the end of the game, it's like, wow, we really needed another healer, another tank. Like, I wonder what we could have done.
I like the hard thing is like on console, it's like people like two tanks is absolutely a legitimate setup.
But
Two
the
tanks, two
meta right now is
healers.
four tanks, two healers.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, I haven't played in a couple months because I've had other things I've had to get through. But but yeah, like two tanks is a viable setup, but you can't like through your weird little chat convey that to someone.
yeah.
And then you like switch. Well, I'll switch to Diva since we already have a Roadhog, and then they switch off a Roadhog. And you're like, no, that's oh Jesus. Oh.
They don't understand that like the meta, like the way you win games is not one tank, one healer, 40 PS.
Hmm.
That's just the recipe for disaster,
Yeah,
I think.
that's terrible. Yeah.
Like the 222 is really good. Like right now the 4-2 is incredible. Like
Mm.
all the pros are doing it. Um, but like also you run into like the problem where like because I'm super invested in this game, I know like the good comps, and I know that like everyone needs a Reinhardt and you need a Lucio. Like you
Hmm.
just it's just every winning team has that.
Hmm.
But then if you ask like a Mercy, who is the worst healer in the game, like by far,
Harsh.
I think she's
My
the worst. I'm sorry,
my heart.
I'm so sorry, but like technically speaking, Mercy is the worst support in the game. I don't want to like ruin anybody's day, but it's just facts for me.
But I'm pretty good with Mercy.
I know, and like she's got her fucking press Q to win thing. I just the thing about Mercy is that she has her flight and but I feel like she's so defenseless
Hmm.
as opposed like she got a pistol or whatever. But if she gets like caught out there, like it's like literally nothing that she can do. Like at least with like Lucio and Anna, you can and like even Zenyatta, like Zenyatta does crazy damage. So if
Hmm.
he's like caught out or something, he could maybe try to out DPS this person. His only problem is that he is made of glass.
Yeah, he's a glass
Uh,
tank,
yeah.
glass cannon. Excuse
Like
me.
yeah, with Lucio, he's got his boot, his little sound boost, her sound barrier thing is a little it does a little bit damage, but he also has the speed to get out of like really terrible situations.
Hmm.
Anna, she's got her sleep. Anna's fucking overpowered. Like fucking shit. Like Anna's still good. Like they tried nerfing her, but it was nothing. She's like probably the best support besides Lucio, but Mercy has her really slow fly away to someone that's next, like near you,
Yeah.
which is what she kind of like really suffers from. Because not only is the flight like really slow, it's also like they have to be in your field of view. Like you can't do it. Like if Mercy's corner, like you can't do anything. You're
Yeah.
done.
It's true.
Um, so that's partially why she's probably like the worst support.
But the part of like what makes this game really great is the support that it's seen, and like that could change in the future, right?
Yeah.
She could be made better in the future.
Yeah, I'm certain they're gonna like do some crazy like mercy buffs like they did for Symmetra,
Yeah, I
like
haven't played any of New Symmetra, and I really want to.
apparently she's really really good. I've only played a few games with her, but her she has like that barrier that she can project now.
Yeah,
Her shield, she doesn't give shields to anyone. She just makes a shield, and that shield can just completely shut down a bastion for at least 5 seconds.
that's
Like it's
awesome.
crazy. Um, so they're really good. Like especially Jeff Kaplan is like super good about being really open about updates and all this other stuff. And like when May will get nerfed, and she won't ever because she's the best character in the whole game.
Almost everyone I know that plays that game, I love May. She's great, and it's extremely powerful. Almost everyone I know that plays that game hates
Yeah.
May with a burning passion of
I
fire
like
and rage.
I can't believe like with all this like this May shit and all this May hate going on, they buff her ult to like go off in like 2 seconds. Like, wh-
I didn't even
Like
know about that. That's oh my god, Jesus
everyone
Christ.
hates her for like her ult. They made the radius on her ult wider.
Yeah,
Like
that
it's
that was like the big one. I was like, fuck, what the fuck is this?
yeah, and like he knows that people hate me. Like they're very good with keeping up with like the community and everything. So they know that this is a problem, but they're just like,
They loving
fuck
it.
it, fuck it, I like May. Like that's
Yeah,
personally why I like May so much because she's so overpowered. She's insane. She has a heal. She can get kill. We get one shot kills with her icicle. She has a like a AOE freeze. She's got a like short range freeze.
the wall, the
Yeah.
Great Wall of May.
Great Wall of May.
You,
The Great Wall of May that when you're playing and your team is shit and you have a shit May, it's the worst thing ever.
that game's pretty good.
Oh god, I could go on for like hours about Overwatch because I think it's like a really incredible achievement in gaming. And like this year, I'm not gonna say it was the best year in games. It was kind of a disappointment for me to be honest. Like I played a lot of games, but putting a top 10 list together is really difficult when you don't like that many games this year.
Like
Uh,
Uncharted 4.
fucking I wanted to like it. I'm telling you, I did want to like it, but it just didn't do it for me. It was just not good.
That's fair. It's valid. I
Yeah,
mean, it's valid.
yeah. But
I,
in like a lot of games that were supposed to come out this year that we'll have to wait till next year.
yeah,
Uh,
I like this year more for like the diversity of games themselves. Like there was an XCOM and a Civ this year. There was an Overwatch and a Fire Emblem this year. There
I
was
thought XCOM 2 was a really good game.
mhm.
I just didn't play enough of it to really have any opinions on it.
Yeah, I had finished it and on my PC they could barely run it, but it could barely run in general, so I didn't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
And it's really good. It doesn't have the impact of that first one, but it's really good.
It's
Um,
I know that it's from what I played of it, it's very, very difficult,
yeah,
especially with
that game will destroy you from the inside
yeah,
out.
it's oh my god. It's like Fire Emblem with like max hard settings on, plus you have a death ray that's coming in 2 turns. Like it's so hard. And
Yeah,
like you have to plan out that game like perfectly to do anything, I think.
yeah. It's there's more planning in the beginning, less planning in the end. I'll say.
So, I would give XCOM 2 an honorable mention just because it's a from what I played it was very good, but also it's has such a steep learning curve.
Yeah, I think it's cool that like a year where The Last Guardian, Final Fantasy 15, and like Overwatch can happen. Like
Yeah.
these monumental games, and then also this new monumental game.
Oh, yeah, Last Guardian. Have you played it yet?
I've just started it.
So like I haven't mentioned this at all because I don't own it yet, but I have played about 3 hours of it.
Hmm.
Um, I think it's fine,
Yeah,
and like
I like it a lot actually.
it's kind of I can't really say much about it because I haven't finished it. So I told you that Shadow of the Colossus is my favorite game ever,
Mhm.
and I was really excited about Last Guardian 5 years ago. Uh, but now that it's out, I'm giving it like a little bit to do what it needs to, and then I'll buy it later.
To settle
So
in.
yeah, the thing with the Last Guardian is I'm sure it's the same as it was with Shadow of the Colossus, where like the last act of the game was the really strong emotional part of it.
Hmm.
So I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's gonna happen, so I can't really say much about it.
Yeah,
Which I'm assuming like this is why I just want to get it out of my system, so I just like know what's going on
yeah,
because like the really soul crushing end of Shadow of the Colossus, I am assuming is in the same style. In
so good too. God, it's so
God, I could play the game like every year for the rest of my life and be totally okay.
yeah. That's how I feel about Kingdom Hearts too, but that's a conversation for another day. That's a good list.
Yeah,
You
thanks.
can give yourself some credit on that one. That's good.
Yeah, even though I like had some trouble, stupid Final Fantasy 15 shit. No Man's Sky is on it, and I had to explain that to my family.
It's good. But looking ahead, what are you looking forward to the most?
So I can't say this now because you chastised everyone else for saying Persona 5.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like everyone in the world is looking forward to Persona 5, even if they don't know that they're looking forward to Persona 5.
Yeah.
They are.
Like I'm sure like Hillary Clinton is looking forward to Persona 5. Like this game is like from what I hear about the Japanese version. So I'm trying to avoid all spoilers at
Me
like
too. I'm
all
like,
costs.
I
Like
don't even know people's names right now.
no, like I know that I have a fave girl already.
I kind of
Um,
do too, but we'll see.
yeah, I don't want to say it
Yeah,
because she could turn out not being my fave. But anyway,
exactly.
yeah. So I'm trying to avoid like all these videos and spoilers and like all this other shit. So that's why I haven't really been getting into it. But like here, like getting all this delays, it's just been like so terrible. It's not as bad as like Final Fantasy 15 or Last Guardian, but it's still like it takes a lot out of you. And I've never been less excited for a game than this one. I think just because Persona 4 Golden was like the pinnacle of my gaming experience in the past like
That's
five
my
years.
favorite video game of all time.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's
Yeah,
like
for
it's
reference.
yeah, it's a really good game.
Yeah,
So Persona 5, when you see the trailer and how beautiful it looks, and it looks absolutely gorgeous and stunning, and it's just, I can't wait for it. So when it keeps getting these delays, it's kind of sucks. It's supposed to come out on Valentine's Day, which was the greatest day that they could have released this
oh,
game.
absolutely. Yeah.
The Take Your Heart edition, I have pre-ordered already.
Yep.
So that's kind of what I really was looking forward to. But the delay, the newest delay, is for April 4th, which is my birthday. So I'm like,
Oh, nice.
thank you, Atlas. You really know your fans. Like, thank you so much. So
Speaking
I
to
was like,
fans,
everyone was so upset, and I was the only one that was like, oh my god, thank you. I feel like they just
for
did that for
me,
me. Yeah.
yeah, no,
Um,
I mean, like the game is done too. You know, it's
yeah.
out in
It's
Japan,
already out in Japan, so like they just it's localization that takes a while, I guess. But
and I like my big stance with it is I've been telling this to people is like you only get one shot to localize that game,
yeah,
and like the Persona games of all of the JRPGs I've played, Persona 3 and 4 in the last 10 years, uh, have some of the best localization
oh yeah,
of
it's
any Japanese game I've ever played. Because like it's both like localized, but also like it leans into like the Japanese culture and verbiage and things like that.
like
Um,
it's. Have you ever like had trouble explaining like how much Persona means to you? Like
every day of my life.
I was so much like it's such like a incredible special thing that
Yeah,
it's really hard to talk about.
it also like came to me in a very specific time in my life as well.
Yeah,
Like when I played Persona 3 Fez, it was at a very trying part of my life. So like that franchise will always be very resonant with me.
yeah, yeah. I
So,
feel you.
but yeah, Persona 5 is gonna be all right, I think.
Yeah, yeah, no, I can't wait for it. Like it's anyway. So that it's I can't talk about it because I just don't know yet.
Yeah,
Um, I'm like the highest of all expectations. I don't like to keep my expectations too high, but like with Persona, it's just I need to look forward to this game.
yeah.
Other games, Horizon Zero Dawn looks amazing.
Hmm.
Another game that like I really like am pulling for, and I don't want
I
anything to happen with it that will make me
it's
really
it's got Tomb Raider vibes in the way that I'm very excited about.
yeah like the mechanical beast is such a great concept, and you're hunting these creatures for like their power, like that's so cool. Like it's like a old style tribal game with futuristic bits of it, which I think is awesome.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm hesitant about Horizon at this point, but I'm still excited.
if it's like the new Tomb Raider, I wouldn't have a problem with it, to be
Yeah,
honest.
me too. If it's anything close to Horizon, and it feels like that, so
Yeah,
in the way it
from the
shows.
trailers. But you know, like fucking trailers nowadays, they tell you all these other things, and bullshit,
Yeah.
fucking shit that makes you want to buy it. And then when you get the game, it's like, what the fuck is this shit? Like Mafia 3 looked like a great game, and what happened?
And here we are.
Yeah, another game, Ukulele, because
Yes,
I love Banjo Kazooie, so I'm really looking forward to that one.
one of the greats.
One,
It's solid at PSX.
yeah,
Absolutely confident in that game. It's gonna be.
yeah. I
It is one of those games.
think Cassidy said she'll be on the podcast later in the week, but Cassidy said that she got to play a bit of ukulele and she fucking loved it. Like it
Yeah,
was exactly Banjo Kazooie. You know, that's
yeah.
what I want to hear.
It is one of those games. My friend Barrett got to play it, and yeah,
Yeah.
I'm. Oh god, I'm so excited for that.
So that is hopefully coming out this year.
April
I
as
always
well.
like
So
yeah. And I think the last one that I just like the huge one. I just besides Persona 5 is Mass Effect Andromeda,
Hmm.
which is goes without saying if you
Yeah.
play any games.
If you play video games, Mass Effect's pretty good.
Mass Effect is like the pinnacle of video games, I think.
One, two, or three.
Uh, two, but uh,
Oh,
I don't mind three, which is
that
saying
is
a
that
lot.
is that is the same answer as my answer, so it's
Yeah,
a okay in my book.
yeah. I think the gameplay in three is way better
Yeah,
than
they,
two.
the moments in three are
Yeah,
very good.
yeah. It's just like that. The ending thing, I think, is another thing, kind of like No Man's Sky, where the internet took it way out of proportion. Like I beat it before I saw like everyone hated it, so I was like, it was fine. It was whatever. Who
Yeah,
cares?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's
Like remember that moment you did with Liara? It was really good.
well,
Still,
people put down, yeah. Oh my God, we are a best girl. Praise the
finally,
Lord.
so finally, someone else.
Everyone says Tally. I'm like, no, it's Liara. Like from Mass Effect 1 to 3, it's her story has
So good.
grown
So
so much,
the
and
Shadow
she's
Broker DLC. Oh
the Shadow Broker. Like I was so upset when she was in Mass Effect 2. Like, oh my fucking God, I was so upset. But then the Shadow Broker DLC came out, and like it was like she had never left. I
that
felt,
that moment that you have with her, if you or romance her
well, of
at the end of
course,
three,
yeah. When she
top
melded
tier.
with you, and it's so she's such a special character, and I feel like she's really underrated, at least with my friends. It's just
I no, I'm
it's
with you. I go through the same bullshit. So
yeah,
yeah,
we're like, oh, Tally and the human girl Miranda. Like, no, it's Liara all the way. Like when you first get her, I realize we're running a little bit long, but
it's fine. I'm
when you
enjoying this. So
when you first get her in Mass Effect 1 and she's stuck in her like little stasis field, and like it's really adorable. Like she's like, I don't know what happened.
it's
And
yeah.
she's very shy around you and your crewmates, but you get to know her, and
She's never
she
really talked to humans before.
yeah, she's all she knows is her books and her knowledge, and then she gets to know you and your crew, and you feel like a really special connection to her because you're like all she knows. And then like by the time in three, she's her introduction in three is so badass.
It's so good. God,
Oh, like she's grown so much. I've It's hard to say that you can connect to a character better than I have with Liara in a video game.
all right, I like
Yeah.
it.
Right.
That's a good night to go out on.
Yeah, but Mass Effect Andromeda, like she's not
Yeah,
going to be in it, but I'm
she's not
still
gonna be
like,
in it, but like if they can cultivate anything in
yeah,
that family of feelings, like they've already nailed it. So
yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, that's a good list. Good anticipated. I like it. Katie, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Yeah, I hope you had a good time. One more time for people who don't know, where can they find more of you on the internets and in video games and whatnot?
Twitter bitching about Overwatch, pretty much.
Yeah, it's
My ad on Twitter is DJKFM, DEEJAYKFM.
yeah, and
That's
it really there's a lot of Overwatch in there.
yeah. It's kind of been less lately, just because I've taken a little breather.
Yeah.
Um, but otherwise, it would probably be a lot of Persona 5 this year.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm so excited.
I'm really excited. I can't wait.
I know
Like
it's every time you think about it, you're like, oh no, I remembered that the game's coming out. Fuck.
actually, like it's so weird because I almost cry thinking about it because I just can't get it out of my like system. It's
Yeah.
just
The moments where I forget that Persona 5 exists are the easiest moments of my life.
yeah, and then
So I don't have to wait for it.
and then, and then you see like a picture and you're like, oh
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm very much with you.
yeah. Anyway,
Um. Oh, anything else?
no. Go ahead.
That's it. If you like this top 10, I was almost said top 5. Jesus.
I
Oh,
could never.
it's
It
been
would
a
never happen.
it's been a long day. It's 8 p.m. now. I've been podcasting since noon, so
Oh, I'm sorry.
it's all right. It's what I like to do. So,
Yeah.
if you like this top 10, then there are more of them where this came from. And they're all either youtube.com/irrational passions, the irrational passions RSS feed. I sat down with a whole bunch of guests, including, I don't know, maybe Cassidy's will go up the same day that this goes up as well. Just for, you gotta get that branding.
She's a cool girl. I like
You
her.
should talk about the Patreon.
Oh, so Cassie and I actually draw video game characters and movie characters for everyone else. So if if you like
If you like
drawings,
art,
if you like art, I mean, it's so weird pitching this because I never have before. If you like that sort of stuff, we post really high res, poster size shit on our Patreon, which is KC Art Stuff. It's just a weird name, but
it's a good name.
um,
It gets to
yeah.
the
So
point.
if you have any recommendations for what you want us to draw, like, we can just do it. It's cool. It's cool. This month, I actually, after this, I have a drawing to do. We're doing uh, um, Ray from Force Awakens, which we also have a Princess Leia one uh, planned, which is really upsetting because
Mhm.
of Carrie Fisher. So I wanted to do something special for her.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I like
Yeah,
it quite a bit.
thank you.
Uh, and so check that out. Check out Cassidy's. That's out there as well. And yeah, more top tens, more podcasts, more game of the year shows. And I think that about covers it up. Thank you again one more time, Katie, for coming on
Thank you.
for your inaugural appearance.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would do whenever you feel like it. If you have like no one else, just like call me on.
Just hanging out, just waking up, just
Yeah, I could talk about video games for forever. So
yeah. This was fun. Thank you everyone for listening, and as always, it's been my pleasure to serve you.